Today we're going to be talking about the new Bill and Ted movie, Bill and Ted Face the Music. And now, a few things before I really get into it. There's going to be some spoilers. I'm not going to give away everything in the movie, and this is not really a review, it's more of a reaction and me just kind of ranting video a little bit. But if you want to go into the movie and watch it totally fresh without any pre-existing knowledge, tap away right now, click away right now. You have time to go away, watch the movie, and then come back and watch this video. Also, if you haven't watched the first two Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey, I highly recommend you watching them before you watch the third one. You can watch the film and enjoy it without having seen the first two, but there's going to be things that you don't totally or won't totally appreciate having not seen the first two Bill and Ted movies, because we're like 25 years into the future in this movie, so watch those if you can, plus you'll enjoy them. They're amazing, they're super likable, fun movies. You will not feel like you wasted your time watching. And then last but definitely not least, I want to say thank you so much to one of my newest YouTubian friends, very rapidly becoming one of my dearest YouTubian friends, Unknown Archive, for making the viewing of Bill and Ted happen for me yesterday. Without him, this video wouldn't be possible. I'm going to link his channel in the end card, so thank you, Unknown Archive. Okay, so you guys know I love 90s culture, 90s pop culture, and Bill and Ted is like no exception from that. There were a few ways this movie could have gone in, like directions it could have went, but it went in the best one for it, I think. I was really worried that, like, you know how, like, when it's, like, something you love and you're worried, like, okay, they're gonna F it up? That is not the case with this movie. It actually is pretty good, very fun. If you're looking to watch a movie that's, like, super deep and thought-provoking and blah, 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 whatever, this is not that film. This is a make you happy, like, stir up some nostalgia, I guess. This movie reminds you kind of why you love Bill and Ted to start with, and Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter, they did not miss a beat picking up Bill and Ted where they left them off 25 years ago. The movie is set 25 years into the future. Bill and Ted are married to the princesses, and, they have children. They have two daughters. And they actually named their daughters after each other, so it's like Billy and Thea. So Bill's daughter is Thea, and Ted's daughter is Billy. And they are, basically female little, like, doppelgangers of their fathers. Airheaded and, like, kind and well-meaning, but very, like, airheaded and, kind of that stoner vibe. But I thought that I liked them. Like, some people, I watched it with, like, some chat going on whenever I watched it, and some people didn't like the daughters, but I actually liked them. I thought that they were a nice addition, and, they play an integral role in the movie. I'm not going to totally give that away, though. There were a few things that I was really curious as to how they were going to do it, or how they were going to address it, and Rufus being one of them. We know that George Carlin is dead, and so there's no way they could, like, bring Rufus back, really. And, I'm so glad they didn't try to cast another actor as Rufus. That would have pissed me off. I don't know if I would have been able to watch the movie totally had they done that. There is a bit of a, like, cameo and tribute to Rufus in the movie. Some of the original, like, footage of George Carlin as Rufus, in the movie. That was nice and that was cool. They have, however, Kristen Shale, who plays Louise's voice, or does Louise's voice, in Bob's Burgers, among so much other things. I'm actually a huge fan of Kristen Shale. I think she is hilarious. She's kind of like, I don't give a fuck, kind of like personality, and that is the characters that she plays typically, and I really, really appreciate that about her and the characters that she portrays. Now, she plays Rufus's daughter, Kelly, and I don't think that they could have picked a better actor or actress to fill this role. I was actually thinking about it earlier, and I really cannot think of anybody better, like comedian, non-comedian, or whatever, to play this role. Like, had they cast somebody like Amy Schumer or something in the role, I would have like, no thanks. I would have been mad. I would not have felt like it was like the appropriate choice, and it wouldn't have done like, total honor to Rufus and Carlin in general. So Kristen Shale, she's Rufus's daughter. She is kind of like, she and her mother are kind of like in Rufus's role. She's sort of like training to be like that person, and she's going around. She has total faith in Bill and Ted. Oh, so I kind of left something out. Bill and Ted, they have some success with Wild Stallion in the band, and Death is the bass player and all this stuff. But then, it kind of falls off, and they're back to like playing like open mic nights and that kind of thing. And evidently, the song that they wrote was not like the song that was part of the prophecy, and they have spent like the past 25 years, trying to like unite the world, but also it's save reality as we know it now. So there's this whole other level of like urgency and emphasis on this prophecy that they're going to write this song that's going to be like, the salvation of existence. So for the past 25 years, they've been trying to write the song. At the beginning, it starts out with a wedding, who is like, Ted's brother is marrying Missy, and if you remember her from the original movies, yeah, the brother's marrying her now. And they're like playing all these like crazy instruments, like a theremin and like didgeridoo and all this stuff. And they just haven't done it. They haven't done it yet. They have not written the song yet. And so Kelly comes down and is like, hey, it's important you write this song. What's up? And then she takes them, to the supreme leaders or whatever. And, they're like, you only have like an hour and a half or something crazy short amount of time to make it happen. Like the prophecy was supposed to happen by this date at this time, whatever. So, they're panicking, trying to freaking out, and so they start time traveling around to, like, get, like, the song from themselves in the future. I'm not going to give away a lot of that, but obviously there are errors all over the place. It's Bill and Ted, and it would not be a movie if, like, their first attempt worked, right? And then we get to see these different further into the future versions of them, which are pretty funny. And in one of them, Dave Grohl makes an appearance, and that's pretty fun because I love Foo Fighters and Nirvana, But I'm kind of rambling, aren't I? But anyway, so, that was good. I like how they took the storyline in that direction. Like without giving too much of it away, the daughters, being concerned for their dad, want to help, like, whatever they can. They're super into music. Like I said, they're very much airheady types as well. But their thing, like, they really appreciate all this, like, all these genres of music and, evidently, like, sample music and, like, put it together. That's kind of their thing. So they take Kelly's, like, time traveling machine and try to put together a band for their dads to play the song after, Bill and Ted write the song. And so they go back in time and they get like Jimi Hendrix and Louis Armstrong, Mozart, most notably, and also Kid Cudi makes an appearance. And I thought that was pretty cool because he's actually like, there are a few moments in the film where he spouts off all of this like, like quantum physics and, theory and science related to, like, time traveling and this and that. And he's so convincing, like, when he says what he says. Like, part of me thinks Kid Cudi totally, understands that vein of physics a little bit, maybe. But, he's in it, and that's pretty cool. And so they're gathering this band together. And they get, of course, it wouldn't be a Bill and Ted movie without, like, historical figures. And they bring them, and they create this band. And that ends up working out, without me giving too much of it away, it ends up working out, among many other things. One of my favorite parts of the film was this character named Dennis. Now, Dennis is a death robot because evidently, the prophecy about Preston and Logan, creating the song that will unite the world, there are other interpretations of it, we find out. And some people think that Bill and Ted have to die in order for the prophecy to be fulfilled. And so the supreme leader, I can't, is that exactly what she's called? I'm blanking on it. But anyway, she creates this robot to travel through time and find Bill and Ted and kill them because, like, all of, like, the fabric of time and space is, like, ripping apart at this point. And, like, history is changing and, people from, years ago are being dropped into the future and all this crazy stuff is going on. So they're trying to rectify this, basically. And so she thinks it's Bill and Ted have to die. That's Kelly's mom. And so she creates this robot, goes through the motions of, like, hunting him down. And at first, you just think he's this mean robot, and then he accidentally kills somebody that he's not supposed to kill. And of course, they go to hell, and I don't want to give it away, but, it's a Bill and Ted movie. They don't stay there. But anyway, we find out that this death robot's name is Dennis, and that he is a very insecure, like, perhaps a bit mentally ill death robot named Dennis Caleb McCoy, and he is so hilarious. Like, I think I laughed just as hard at Dennis watching the film as I did Bill and Ted. He was a new character, but, like, he was so perfect, like, so funny, like, ridiculous. Like, he struck my sense of humor in the best way. Like, I have a kind of weird sense of humor, and there are certain things that make me laugh really hard that other people might not find so hilarious or like, not as hilarious in the same way I do. But I felt like Dennis was an amazing addition to, like, the Bill and Ted universe, and he's very funny. He's very, like, hard on himself and he's very, like, insecure, and I don't know, you just think, like, okay, AI and, like, the singularity, they're not supposed to be emotional, but the robot is definitely emotional. So, but yeah, okay, so, that was good. I know this has been kind of a rant, but I was so excited just to, like, talk about it, and you guys know I don't really have that many people IRL to talk about things with. So, yeah, I think those are all the things that I really wanted to talk about or bring up in Bill and Ted. One thing, the actress, and I don't know her name off the top of my head, that plays Thea, she is the girl who is the babysitter in the Netflix movie The Babysitter. That movie is freaking awesome. If you've not seen it, watch it. I actually watched it with very, very low expectations. And I actually watched it thinking it was going to be a vampire movie, and it's not. It is a horror movie, but it's really, really, actually really great. And if you haven't watched that movie, watch it. And she's also, like, the young, like, dad's girlfriend in Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, which they filmed here in my hometown. Not to dox myself or anything. But, yeah, like, she does a good job, and the actress that plays Billy, she's really funny, too. She does a good job playing, Ted's daughter. Like I said, both of them are, like, little, like, copies, little doppelgangers of their fathers. I think that's it. One other thing that was really funny is that, like, during the film, early on, the princesses, Liz and Joe, they schedule couples counseling for them and Bill and Ted. But, like, individually, obviously, because, like, you go to couples counseling with your significant other. They go, and it's, like, Bill and his wife show up, and Ted and his wife are there, and the counselor's like, do you think this is what they meant when they said couples counseling? And Bill's like, yeah, we're a couple of couples. And it's just really funny the way, like, that whole thing goes down in the interaction they have. One thing I do want to say, last thing I want to say about the film just in general is Bill and Ted, I loved the movie. Overall, I gave it an 8 out of 10. A full point of that rating is for Dennis. Like 7 out of 10 without Dennis, 8 out of 10 with Dennis. I didn't watch a lot of stuff or read a lot of stuff about it coming out because, like, I didn't want to, like, know too much about it before I watched it. The only things I knew about the movie going in were what I had seen on Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves like social media accounts. Like I said, I love Alex Winter, and I follow him on Instagram, and he has actually liked and commented back to me a couple of times on things that I've posted. So we're like basically best friends, right? But anyway, I keep getting way off subject. I'm not sure why my mind is not staying on track right now. Stream of consciousness, I guess. But anyway, the whole counseling thing is really funny. It's a very Bill and Ted moment. But like I said, the whole like Bill and Ted thing, it really made me realize that I have no lifelong, forever and ever and ever, no matter what, like ride or die best friend. And that's kind of sad. Like, I need a Ted to my Bill, or a Bill to my Ted. I really do. And I really wish I had one. And that part of the film actually kind of depressed me because they're just best friends forever. Like, purely and legitimately and unapologetically best friends forever. And I'm glad that exists out in the world, even though it is just a movie. It made me really wish I had a best friend. Taking best friend applications, guys. If you want to be Ashrella's best friend, let me know. We'll talk. How do you feel about Bill and Ted? That's where we will start. But I guess that is all I'm gonna rant about, I guess. Okay, well, I guess that was more of me ranting to myself about Bill and Ted Face the Music rather than a review or reaction video, wouldn't you say? Whatever, though. I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. I will say Bill and Ted Face the Music was overall most triumphant. Like I said, I was nervous going in because I really didn't want them to ruin the characters or mess it up for me. And I feel like they did a pretty great job. 10 out of 10, definitely not. 8 out of 10, absolutely. Watch it, let me know what you think about it. If you've seen it, let me know in the comments and let me know what you think. Again, a massively sincere thank you so much to Unknown Archive for making the viewing of Bill and Ted Face the Music happen for me yesterday. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much again. You are amazing. I am Asherella. This is my channel, Original Asherella. If you don't subscribe, go ahead and subscribe. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, leave me a dislike. Engagement is engagement, am I right? Find me on my socials. I have the gram, I have the talk, I have the itter. I don't really use the talk all that much anymore, but find me on my socials. And make sure you gently caress the notification bell. Always tap in, never tap out. Keep on slaying like a Saiyan, and be excellent to each other.